Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I finally did it. I finally created a YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do this for so long. I have so much to share with you guys. I figured this is the best way to do it. If you don't know, I'm married to one of the most frugal people on the planet. I need to be resourceful with my meals and I have to be creative in the kitchen. So I wanted to show you a week of meals at my home. I'm sure we all have those containers in the back of the fridge that who remembers what's in them? And they end up getting thrown away. I don't throw much away. I use all of my leftovers and I wanted to show you an example. I'll include all the recipes that I can in the description box below. To start off this meal plan, I simply seasoned some chicken breast with some salt and pepper, seared it quickly on both sides in a cast iron skillet, and then put it in the oven to finish cooking. While that's baking, I chopped some celery, carrots, and onions and sauteed them until they were a little soft. Then I added a ton of thyme, garlic powder, fresh parsley, some chicken broth. Meanwhile, I was separately cooking some brown rice. This soup is loaded with nutrients and fiber, perfect for the gut. I intentionally made more chicken breast than I needed because I'm going to shred that up and save it for a meal later in the week. You can boil your chicken or put it in the crock pot. Those are both super easy ways to get shredded chicken breast, but I personally think this gives it a little more flavor. Since the oven was already on, I told you we really don't waste much around here, not even the oven heat, I decided to make some homemade biscuits. If you really want to impress your mother-in-law, whip these babies up. Oh yeah. And the secret truly is taking a frozen stick of butter and grating it. The next night I had a huge pork roast. I seared it on all sides and put it in the oven fat side down for 4 hours to finish cooking. When it came out, I shredded it up and I had a ton of meat for future meals. I just paired it with a side salad and some corn that we had frozen this summer, and boom, dinner is done. The next night I added that leftover chicken breast into some sauteed onions, canned green chilies, and black beans. This is going to be the filling for our chicken enchiladas. I also had some leftover chicken broth and I decided to make my own enchilada sauce. Depending on the color of your chili powder, your sauce may be darker or lighter than the traditional color. Now is when I think working at Taco Bell would have come in handy. Throw them into a 9x13, top with the remaining enchilada sauce and some cheese and bake it. If you happen to run out of tortillas while making this recipe, you can repurpose the filling by adding some sour cream, lots of cheese, and using it as a dip with tortilla chips. The next night I needed something super quick and easy. I threw some spaghetti squash in the Instant Pot and I topped it with some homemade tomato sauce and some brown sausage. This healthy dinner was done in under 15 minutes. Honestly, the longest part of this recipe was cutting that spaghetti squash. The next night I made homemade scalloped potatoes with some of that leftover ham roast. This recipe, guys, let me tell you, it is comfort food to the max. I actually made 2 batches of this, one for now and one for the freezer. I was dirtying all those dishes anyways, so it really wasn't much more work to double the batch. And I'll have one in the freezer ready to go when I need a quick meal. I served it with a side of steamed broccoli. And dinner was done. If you happen to have any leftover biscuits, a great way to repurpose those would be for breakfast sandwiches. Take one of the biscuits, cut it in half, put a fried egg with cheese on it and some of the leftover ham. You'll have a hot breakfast ready in like 3 minutes. Your husband will think you are a superwoman. The final night of this week, I made homemade pizza. I like to home make my pizza crust because it's really cheap. Every time I make this pizza crust recipe, I always double it. Then I have 4 crusts because each batch makes 2 pizza crusts. That way I can use one right away and I'll have 3 in the freezer for future use. This pizza dough makes really awesome calzones or breadsticks. You could add some rosemary and garlic into the dough. I topped the pizza with some of the leftover tomato sauce that we used from the previous night, some cheese, fresh parsley, some of the leftover ham and leftover sausage. So as you can see, to make good use of my ingredients, I normally make a big batch of something and use it several times throughout the week. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it inspired you to get creative in the kitchen and to repurpose all your leftovers into something new. I have a ton of new videos coming up on a variety of topics, so be sure to subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned. Bye guys.